right, welcome to the second review of the evening on this Oscar night. Um, up this
Two is
time,
kind of like four.
yeah, slip of the mind there. Anyway, yeah, The Language of Love, which is a visual novel um, where, well, here's the synopsis. Mitsuki moves from the country to Tokyo to attend a rigorous cram school. Um, if you're not familiar with cram school, it's a really Japanese concept. It's kind of school after school.
Yeah, tests are super important. So, in order to make sure you do well at the tests, in addition to doing actual school after school, you go to a specific,
Hmm.
basically private tutor thing that has classes of people to teach you even better and hopefully more to the tests.
Yeah, because test that kind of testing isn't just for university; it's for high school.
Hmm.
Um, with the hopes of passing his university entrance exams next spring, he soon finds, however, that his other classmates treat him like a social outcast, being the oldest at his school by far. It proves impossible to make friends, as Mitsuki consigns himself to a isolated, lonely existence. That is until he meets the single mother, Himuro Kyoko, who just so happens to live in the same apartment complex as him. Mitsuki offers to help Kyoko babysit her daughter, Tama. Kyoko, in turn, helps Mitsuki study for his upcoming exams. Over the course of a year, the two bond, first as friends, and then as something more. Like, so, yeah, it's some fairly typical romance material here, which for visual novels isn't the worst thing in the world.
We've had
Like,
far worse.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look, visual novels being wholesome and not going into, like, look, I'll be very upfront about this. There are some visual novel producers who would have had Mitsuki go after the daughter.
Yeah, that was a very real fear when I was starting this.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I'm like,
Mitsuki is 23 years old.
well, yeah, the group or the person who created this is Ibe Hime, um, who doesn't have a track record like that, as far as I know. Like, we've covered some of her material on the program before. Um, it's just, yeah, the unusual bit here is that this is a very, you know, she's known for doing Yuri work, and this is well, just straightforward in that sense as well. Visual novel. I guess everyone gets get out of their comfort zone sometimes, whatever that may be. So we were given the PlayStation 4 version of this. So over to the Petty Fan for the body of the review.
So yeah, this is a visual novel, another one you can play on your PS4. Um, what can I say? Some of the art looks interesting. It has some nice, like animated bits to it, but not a whole lot from what I've seen. The story itself is kind of dry.
Well, I suppose a question in terms of what kind of visual novel is this a like action, is this story focused or is this choice focused?
From what I can tell, I think it's story.
Okay.
Because I didn't see anything mentioning about, roots or whatnot.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and apparently the average runtime is 5 to 6 hours of reading.
Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, because of how dry it was, I was having trouble just paying attention.
We've had visual novels like that before. Nothing particularly wrong with them, but you know, not particularly interesting either.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is one of those not a whole lot to really say. The music is kind of there. I don't I don't hear any voice acting unless that's, for special parts later on.
I don't see any touting of voice acting, which is a thing that these visual novels usually do.
Fair enough. And yeah, all in all, I don't know how much I'd recommend this over even just other just PS4 visual novels. Like the one about the Shiba Inu was at least kind of interesting because it was dogs acting like people.
Mm-hmm.
But this is your basic, guy dates girl's single mom.
And I suppose to answer another question that might come up, how naughty does this get? Well, I mean, I'm not sure about the PlayStation 4 version because that may have gotten edited, but it does have a original Steam version. Well, the mature content description is the game depicts a slowly developing romance between two young adults. It contains infrequent nudity, including exposed breasts. So, um, some tits out, and that's about it. Apparently, that's not enough to even get a adult tag on this.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I guess one thing to note for PS4 is you can't put like full on explicit adult only stuff on the PS Store.
right, but what I'm saying is, there may be no nudity in that version.
Yeah, and there may
Sony,
be like an adults only patch for PC or whatever.
well, no, Sony's especially restrictive in terms of that kind of thing.
Mm,
Um, that's been its whole bit of dialogue, but yeah, it's like none of the console makers will allow that on there.
fair enough.
Uh, but yeah, uh, and in terms of pricing, so this may be the toughest pill to swallow. Um, Care to guess how much this costs?
If it's more than 20, I'll be shocked.
It's not that expensive. It's $12.
Okay, yeah, that's still a little high for, just your basic visual novel.
Mm,
But I guess at least if you're looking for something harmless.
I think that I think that about sums this up.
Indeed.
And there is price parity across the versions. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I guess that'll about do it for the language of love here.
Yep.
Um, uh, or do you have something else, Petty?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Um, in terms of yeah, okay. In terms of DLC on the Steam page, you get the OST. You can get the OST for $3.99. I have no opinions on that since I didn't play it. And you can get the eBay Hime bundle, which includes 16 visual novels at a price of $96.64. Once again, can't rule on that because it contains many a visual novel we have not covered.
Mm.
So those are your options on that platform. And yeah, that'll about do it for Language of Love here. So be sure to tune in after the break as the Golics will be covering Jet Set Nights.